Hello. Let's have a conversation, family. Hi. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I am here at Castle Grayskull, guys. I am relaxing my home, sweet home away from home. Now I'm at Edwin Aycock's home, and he is going to give us some information as far as it relates to entrepreneurship in the pandemic or at the end of the pandemic, as well as some tidbits that entrepreneurs who's looking to get in the restaurant business can look into.
You know,
So
I
you
own
guys
other
stay
stuff other than
tuned.
restaurants.
And he owns other stuff other than restaurants. Do y'all hear him talking in the background? All
That's just
right.
that's just a
So let
thing.
so let's go. All right, Mr. Acock. All right. So he's gonna answer the questions.
You come next to me, and
That's what
we
I.
can be the.
I don't
We'll
know why
see.
you can't just be over
Oh, I'll
here
sit over here.
under
Y'all come
Home
to
Sweet
this.
Home
Okay,
with
okay,
me.
okay.
All
So
right,
you
y'all.
own it.
Here we
Okay, all right.
go.
I thought you had me on by myself.
No,
Oh
I
man,
said,
look,
here we
I don't
go.
photograph well.
Okay, no, here we go. All right. So, first of all, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you much.
And I want to say, you are really doing it in entrepreneurship in the pandemic.
You're doing okay.
I know, we're proud of you, though.
Mhm. Well, with business though, it's things that, especially if you're doing diversity business, it's things that when there's a up, when there's a down, there's always a product or a thing that's a up. So you have to buy businesses that are able to be waverable in difficult times, not just good times. So usually those are the businesses I go for. That there's always a need or a constant need, and if there's a seasonal need, then you get something for the off season also. So when you think about business, it can't just be something that's seasonal because what are you going to do on the downtime? So, um, but that's any business person should know that and keep that in mind.
Mm. Well, y'all getting the nuggets. Let's have a conversation brings it to you. So, um, you own several other businesses
Mhm,
other than the Aristocrat.
mhm.
So, tell us about your very first business.
Uh, my my very first business was a hustle back in the '90s. I was in college, and I noticed that the freshmen and sophomores or whatever, of course, didn't have credit or good enough credit, and they wanted cars and stuff like that. And I knew where to get low end cars from. I had a hookup on low end cars. So what I would do is I would go buy because I always tried to come in the door with good credit and knew I knew what the power of credit, good credit could do.
Hmm.
So what I would do is I'd get $1,000 car, whatever, on credit, and or I just pay cash for it, whatever, if I had the money. But the first one, I had to build up the revenue. So the first one I got on credit, $1,000 car back in the days when we were in college. I'll get it. My buddy's dad owned Mako, and what I would do was take the car in there, and they'll just paint it, make it look good. When those kids got their refund checks and they needed cars, they didn't know where to go to get them from because they couldn't afford new cars and they had bad credit. But I had a clean, nice car, and sure enough, I would sell them that car real quick, and then I'll take that money. But so I took that money though,
What you
and
did
I
with
wouldn't
it?
I wouldn't take that money and go splurge and go buy jewelry or rims or whatever. I
Hmm.
would go buy another car, keep the profit. So it was like really one pot of money kept buying cars, or I have enough to buy two cars at the time. So I just kept making that money grow
Hmm.
and buy cars until I was able to really pay myself a big check. So I was flipping cars, and of course that paid off tuition. So because I don't have no student loan, and I
Of
got a
course.
doctorate degree, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
mean, so it was all about the hustle. I didn't have a scholarship. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I put myself through, and but it made it, you know. And but it's all about the hustle,
I
you know.
love it.
Yeah,
Y'all see that? It always start in the beginning. The
yeah,
hustle is you born with it.
yeah.
So that's dope. That's dope though,
uh-huh.
for young people looking to get into entrepreneurship and
Hmm.
looking for ways that they can make it grow
Hmm.
from nothing. That's awesome.
But the one thing about being an entrepreneur though, you really do have to gauge your credit. I know that I don't like to. My thing is I'm one of those people who if I don't have it in my pocket and I can't afford it, I don't get it. But sometimes you do need credit
Hmm.
because credit. Not I'm not saying that you're going to use the credit for a monetary gain, but credit is a definite calling card and who you are. So because if you have bad credit, they're going to think that you're going to have bad business.
Hmm.
So even though you might not need their money, but they look at your when folks look at your business, they may look at credit as a you know or who you are, and are you consistent with your business? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
have you gotten yourself together? So, and then later on, once you build up a name, if you start to decline on credit, that's one thing. But starting out, you do want good credit. If and if you do need some money, you definitely have to have something of collateral, something of significance, uh, that's really gonna hold them in any event. But to get in business, it can be difficult, but it's not impossible. You know.
Well, thank you. All
Hmm.
right, that's dope. And you guys hear it. So he's always into mentoring.
Hmm.
Y'all let him know if y'all got further questions now.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. All right, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What are some of your other businesses that you have?
Um, Let me see. Doctor's office, general practice. I own the whole office. I pay the doctor a salary, but it looks like for business purposes, because I don't go to any of these businesses, but it looks like the doctor owns it. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Shoe store, um, in the outlet mall. Women's shoes, of course, because I mean I could have black shoes in the whole store as long as it's a different style. For some reason, they selling off the shelf. So shoes are always fun.
Yeah.
Shoe vendor, shoe store. Steve Madden, Nine West. Um, I think Soda, Moda, something like that. They really sell well. Um, Claiborne, Calvin Klein, stuff like that. Different shoes in there. I think some Louis Vuitton shoes maybe. And then of course the Aristocrat, and everything else is just real estate. Real estate has been the one thing I'm gonna tell you that's been really really well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can go to the foreclosed auction. You can go to just buy them outright if you see them. Somebody who you know is down on their luck, want to sell their house or whatever. But real estate is one of those things where you can get it, hold it, you can flip it, but it's definitely worth the dividends to have a piece of property, some land, or a brick and mortar business, a brick and mortar building. So uh, real estate always holds its value, and it's still at the same time it gives you that net worth. I'm gonna tell you my net worth on houses. I just look good because uh,
Mm-hmm.
and people know, creditors know, people know your net worth because real estate is money. Real estate is uh, your signature on sitting at that. If you want to be part of the Thousandaires Club, or
That's your
you know what I'm saying.
portfolio.
You know what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
got
I
it.
mean, if it's commercial property or residential property, but real estate is the thing that could be your constant. Because like I said, when the bar or the club or the shoe store, whenever they're low, but if you're getting tangible dollars like rent, mortgage, or whatever from somebody,
Mm-hmm.
that money's coming regardless. Now people foreclose. I mean, people sometimes don't pay their rent or whatever, but you can handle that. But still, as a constant,
Mm-hmm.
the still value is there, and the money is there. So
And that is considered passive income, correct?
right,
That's passive
yeah,
income, guys. You
yeah,
got to get into it.
yeah,
It's passive income and it's active income.
yeah,
And that is, he's saying that the real estate is the passive
yeah.
income.
And it's one thing that it comes in when you don't even have to be there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, me personally, and it's just Ed Aycock, but I don't like to have a business that I got to be there every day,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to sit up there and make money, and I have to sit up there and work making the money. I
Mm-hmm.
like my money to just gonna be there regardless of me being there or not, me paying attention to it or not. And I got managers that do that. So I only reach out. I don't go down there and try to reach out to the customer. I don't have time for customers. I reach out to the manager who monitors and helps the customers. So I only got, like, doctor's office has uh, a office manager. The Aristocrat, of course, has a general manager. The real estate has property managers. I talk to three, four, five people, and that's it. And I hold them accountable for making us look well and doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And but I don't have time to sit up there and talk and micromanage. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
my thing, because I like to be in another country on
Amen.
somebody else's beach. You know, and
Living his best life,
it
y'all.
what
Y'all should
doing
have
other
seen the
stuff.
beach.
Yeah, yeah. At the beach house when I,
Mm,
but anyway, so that's it.
love it, love it.
Yeah.
All right, so for anyone interested into, let's say, getting into the restaurant
Hmm.
business, what advice would you have for them into what to look into?
Well, I mean, with the restaurant business these days, you want to give an experience, because anybody can go anywhere and grab something to eat.
Mhm.
I mean, you can go through the drive-through and grab you something to eat, and it can be good and great. But if you want people to come in there and really spend their dollars in that place, definitely you have to have good food. It does start out with really good food, but
Mhm.
you want to give them experience, and you want to have definite customer service based, really good customer service based attendance.
Mhm.
Whoever your staff is,
Mhm.
people can, like I said, you can go somewhere, go through drive-through and roll. But just like Chick-fil-A,
Mhm.
Chick-fil-A really does. They've honed in on the process of really individualizing who their customer is and what they really want and
Exactly.
what they need and how much. So um, your customer service really does a thing. And then things like, if you want to do entertainment or being comfortable, create a ambiance in the place. Those are things that are additives. But your
Mhm.
customer service always has to be there, because it can be where the food is okay, but you're treated really well. You see what I'm saying? Because I've known
Mhm.
places where the food is dynamite, it's
Mhm.
great, but they don't pay you attention.
Mm.
And you're a number, and when they call you up, instead of saying,
Mhm.
Miss such and such, or not even calling you by your name, but
Mhm.
ma'am, good morning, how you doing, whatever, and just really greeting you and give you an experience other than just treating you like somebody that's on a gurney, or you know on a conveyor belt.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like you're not a part of the assembly line.
yeah,
Customer service is not there. I don't care how many of these electronic things they bringing out. Let's have a conversation.
yeah,
Customer service is still real, and I still like to call and talk to people.
yeah,
I don't know about you, but I like to talk to somebody. I don't like these automated things.
yeah. Right.
But all right, so when people walk away from the experience at the Aristocrat,
Hmm.
what exactly do you want them to have felt, or what do you want them to feel when they leave?
Well, I mean, honestly, I want them when they leave, I want them to feel a loss. I want them to feel a loss, like, man, I got to go back, because when I got home, I was bored. Because you can eat at your house, you can
Mm-hmm.
drink at your house, but
Mm-hmm.
when you get home and you're in front of that drink and when you're in front of that plate, I want you to feel like, man, I need to go back and sit in there, because that atmosphere was just different. That vibe was just different. And I need to go back there. That is my part of my home. You know what I'm saying? That's an extension
Exactly.
of my home. So um,
I
that's
love
really
it.
what I want.
Yeah, you want the cheers effect?
Yeah,
Where everybody
yeah,
knows my
yeah,
name. Is that
yeah,
how it
yeah, yeah,
goes?
yeah. And
I love it.
every now and then, which I don't go there a lot, you might get a treat, and I might be in there.
That's what I'm talking
At me
about.
in the back table with my little mimosa or whatever. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. And if y'all see him, tell him y'all saw this video. Pull it up. Y'all pull it up and be like, no, Y'all said you gonna know my name now before I leave.
No. But I
Yes.
mean, but we do a lot though. Like I said, we have live bands every Friday and Saturday. Um, we got paint and sip that's going on every now and then. We got comedians that come in there every now and then. Just have to look at the websites. Um, you know, um, but anybody can be in there. We've had politicians come in there but just we're just good regular folks. Everybody gets treated the same. We don't care about VIPs or DVs. Everybody gets treated equally as good, because everybody's just as important as the next person.
Yes.
And but it's just good, and it's just a good wholesome environment. No kids at the bar, but on the dining room side, they can
Ex-
sit up there all day. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my God, that was so funny, y'all. It was a little boy in there, the comedian.
Yeah,
He was just about to talk about kids as he was a school teacher.
yeah,
And then he's like, wait a minute, what are you doing here? And it was
yeah,
like, oh no, he's just here. Like that was the band leader's
yeah. That was the
son.
band
And
leader's
he was
son.
being dropped off for a second. But
Yeah.
it was so funny because it was just like,
It's like, hold up
what,
now,
what are you doing
Child
here?
Protective Services ain't coming up in my spot.
I know that's right.
Get that little boy out of here.
Get him out of here. So that was, yeah, that was just
Yeah.
dope. But I love it. I
Hmm.
mean, I love what you feel, the feel that you're bringing to this area in
Hmm.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Hmm.
Now tell us, you're from Columbia, South
No,
Carolina?
no.
Nope, you're not.
From
Where?
Dallas, Texas. Yeah.
Really?
When I was here years ago, I just liked the feel of the place. It was just really humbling. It was a home. It wasn't a fast pace. It was just enough pace to where you can collect yourself, and you can create big gains for yourself, and make some really good moves. So, um, and I just been here ever since. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
So what would you like to see from this space, from this area? As
Well,
as they're building up, as they're growing, as
well, I
everything
mean,
is opening
so,
back up from the pandemic.
Well, it definitely everything is opening back up, but it is opportunities for, not saying bigger businesses, but it's people see what, I don't want to say the name, well, what big business can do. But these, we need more smaller businesses because it is enough money where smaller businesses can thrive and survive, and we need to get back to community-based businesses, not
Mm.
just going to the big mecca metropolis style businesses where it's a big one giant one stop shop. We need the specialty stores like the one guy who's good at electricity, has electrical parts for your home. And then this guy has lumber for your home. This person right here has a clothing boutique, and most likely those are the styles that you really kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
not just a big mecca, a big a store that has it to where it's so many clothes. You when you walk down the street, you see three or four people with the same outfit. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But if
Mm-hmm.
this person, this small merchant, gets their things from Europe or gets them from South America or whatever, wherever they get their clothes from, and it's only so many on that rack, which gives you that individual feel. What I'm wearing is mine, and then you got to tailor to yourself or whatever, however you do it. So I'm thinking that it needs to get back to smaller based businesses, whatever, um, and so you can feel, like I said, that you're an individual person again, and not just a person amongst a group of people who look exactly like you. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
Okay. So, and with the area of South Carolina, I do see, I mean, this is my Columbia.
Mhm.
This is my, what, third time being here, I believe. So I see that there's been a lot of changes and a lot of things going on. What, what else would, like, what's the significance of this area? What would you like to see this area end up being?
Um, Columbia itself.
Yes.
Um, well, I mean, Columbia. I mean, it's some things that, of course, that the area itself has to clean up. Um, I think it's getting a bit better. The politics are a little bit better. It's getting a little bit more transparent, and I'm saying transparent even on the negative note. At least you see the negativity instead of hiding the negativity. You see the positivity also.
Mm-hmm.
With the passing of Juneteenth, I think that's going to give us, of course, some things to do and some definite motivation to do more. Because you see, as if we keep pushing, even though it takes time, it eventually some things eventually happen. But we do have to support each other because we are our own worst critic on certain things. We do have to get
Yes.
out there and support each other.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and sometimes we have to do that support without thinking that we're going to get something back.
Hello.
So um, I think if we do that, we are all win in the long run.
That's right. And
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be surprised now because everybody think when you do something, it always be a family and your friends supporting you. But if you guys go back and look at some of my other interviews, a lot of people get their main support from strangers,
Yeah,
people who don't even know them.
yeah,
So it is important to know you never know when your where your support is gonna come from.
right,
So keep looking to the hills from where cometh your help.
yeah.
Okay, because that's what I do.
All
All
right,
right. Well, I just want to say thank you so
you're
much
welcome.
for inviting me out to Castle Grayskull.
Yeah,
Y'all, that's where we at, right?
yeah,
So,
we're on the property.
yes, and allowing me to take this moment with you to encourage others and inspire others. Collaboration is the new competition. So, thank you. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace
Let's have a conversation.
out.